So this has been quite a thing on the old YouTubes.
The old YouTubes.
The old YouTubes. Yeah, lots of people reacting to what has been quite a controversial list by Apple Music. These are the top 100 albums in the history of music, according to...
Sorry, is this by streams?
No, this is what they say. They've got a collection of people that work for them, including...
in their opinion?
Yeah, in their opinion, including a group of artists, including Pharrell Williams, J Balvin, Maren Morris, and Charlie XCX. So they've all contributed what they consider.
Why are they asking artists what they think?
Well, I'm guessing everyone gets equal weight in, and it all gets put in, and then certain votes, and it was all added up.
Why didn't they ask Dan from Sergeant Thunderhoof?
Well, what would you say?
Sergeant Thunderhoof.
Fair enough. Some of these, right?
Sorry, who are those people?
You're going to go...
Who
don't you know from that list? Come on. Pharrell Williams.
That's the kid from...
That's the happy guy, isn't it?
Right, yeah.
J Balvin.
No idea.
He's a Colombian singer.
Okay, good for him.
Maren Morris.
No idea.
She is a country singer.
No idea.
Charlie XCX.
I've heard that name.
Yeah, I think she's relatively well known.
Oh, so what is girl, is it?
Pop, yeah. Poppy kind of.
I could not give a shit about pop music, especially modern stuff. It's all just complete shite.
Well, let's see how many of these you know then. So we'll go down from number 100 all down to number 1.
We're going to do the lot.
We're going to do a lot. It's not going to take long because I'm going to read them all. Because most of these you're going to go, huh. So 100, Body Talk by Robyn, Swedish singer. Heard of Robyn?
Robyn?
Robyn with a Y in it.
Have I heard of her?
No. Right. 99, Hotel California by Eagles.
Yeah, 99.
So there's 98 better albums than that one.
Fucking hell.
Alright. 98 is Astroworld by Travis Scott. You know who Travis Scott is?
I've heard the name. Is it a country singer?
I think he's a rapper, isn't he?
Rapper?
Yeah.
That's the 98th best album
of
ever
all
made.
time. Ever made, yeah. Right.
You know, I'm going to do that every time.
97, Rage Against the Machine by Rage Against the Machine.
Well, it's a seminal album.
Yeah, I guess.
To be fair, it should in the top 100. That's fair enough.
Be in my top 100. But
yeah, but it's of that genre.
Of the rap rock Led Zeppelin tribute.
It changed a lot
genre.
of things, didn't it? It changed a lot of things.
I guess
it did in rock.
You could argue that, yeah. 96, Pure Heroine by Lorde, or Lorde with an E, Lorde, not Lorde, the Finnish metal band, Lorde.
Yeah.
Don't know, no idea.
I've heard of Lorde. Didn't South Park take the piss out of Lorde?
Yeah, I am Lorde.
Yeah,
that Lorde.
Yeah.
No, don't know.
But I've never listened to it.
95, Confessions by Usher.
Oh, fuck off.
94, Untrue by Burial. I looked that up. That's dance music, apparently.
Right.
93 is A Seat at the Table by Solange. Now, Solange is Beyonce's sister. I didn't know she was a singer.
Sorry, these are the 100.
Not only did I know she wasn't a singer, I didn't know she was a singer that had written the 93rd best album in the history of music.
This is. I'm going to swear. No, I'm not going to swear. I'm going to try and keep this.
92 is Flower Boy by Tyler, the Creator. Do you know Tyler?
Yeah, he's talented.
Yeah, he's quite a good rapper.
He's talented, but come on.
I don't think that's his best album personally. But, I don't know. 91, Listen Without Prejudice Volume 1 by George Michael. So that's an album they were talking.
That's a good. Was it 90s?
90s,
that one?
Yeah.
That was a solid pop album. But I can think of a lot better pop albums.
Well, like this one maybe. Back in Black by AC/DC is number 90.
Yes, carry on.
Lady Gaga, The Fame Monster, 89.
To be fair, I'm not a fan, but yeah, that's a solid pop album.
Yeah, okay. 88 is I Put a Spell on You, Nina Simone.
It's Nina Simone.
Mm-hmm. Blue Lines by Massive Attack. Next
good
up.
Album.
Yeah, good album.
Very good album.
My Life by Mary J. Blige is 86.
Not my type of music, but
that's a respected album within like the genre.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
Kacey Musgraves, you know who that is?
No,
nor do I. She's number 85. Snoop Dogg, 84. Doggystyle, the first one.
Not a fan of
Quite
Snoop Dogg.
A seminal rap album. Horses by Patti Smith, 83.
Yeah, it's a classic album, but I'm not a fan.
Yeah, same. 82, Get Rich or Die Tryin, 50 Cent. Yeah, it's crap, that.
I remember that being crap when it came out.
It was, I don't get why people...
That's a shit album. That's the guy he sounds really lazy when he's rapping, doesn't he? Like he don't give a shit.
Well, I think he's responsible for a lot of the modern kind of mumbly rap stuff, yeah. 81 is After the Gold Rush by Neil Young.
it's up there with his best. I don't know if it is his best.
80s, the Marshall Mathers LP by Eminem, which is the second one, which is like the big.
It was a big album.
Big album back in the day.
Not a fan, but
yeah, I don't like it. But I remember at the time.
It sold bucket loads, didn't it?
Yeah,
when we were working in record shops.
Probably the height for me of
and that kept selling and selling and selling.
79 is Norman fucking Rockwell, Lana Del Rey. I quite like that album. I quite like Lana Del Rey. But I wouldn't put it in this list. Goodbye Yellowbrick Road is 78.
Classic album.
It's got to be higher than that.
78.
That's Elton's best record, isn't it? Come on.
That's his magnum opus.
77, Like a Prayer by Madonna.
Fucking hell, that's low, isn't it?
It is low, yeah. But is it Madonna's best album?
What's the other one? Blue.
Yeah, True Blue,
True
which
Blue.
is probably my favourite. That's the one before.
Is that in there?
I don't know. Maybe you should wait and see, Dan. Don't get so impatient.
God, this is going to take forever.
76 is Bad Bunny. We don't know Bad Bunny, do we? Because he's
a wanker.
There's Latin music, I think. I don't know much about that.
He sounds like a complete tosser.
Super Duper Fly by Missy Elliott, 75.
I'm not a fan.
No. 9 Inch Nails, that's 74. Downward Spiral.
Great album. For me, it's not their best.
No. What would you say was their best?
Well, actually, I don't know if it counts as an album, but the Closer. Broken EP.
Oh, Broken EP. That's right. I like With Teeth.
With Teeth's great. I'm a big fan of the Fragile that came out before that. I think it's just after.
Quite overlooked, that, isn't it? It's quite lengthy.
I think people thought it was a bit bloated.
Yeah.
But actually, it really stands the test of time. But Downward Spirals. The thing about Downward Spiral though is I don't find myself wanting to listen to it that much because it's
quite depressing.
It's a real heavy.
Bit of a downer.
It's a bit. Whereas
very cheerful.
The Broken EP is an absolute banger.
Yeah, it's a bit more like the first one.
It's a bit more I know Pretty Hate Machine's brilliant, but it suffers from that production of the.
Anyway, let's crack on.
That should be much higher. We've
got a long way to go. Aja, Steely Dan, 73.
Yeah, that's a good album.
72, I don't know what this is. SZA, SOS.
I've heard of that, but
not sure.
I've never heard them.
Not sure. Trans Europe Express is 71. Kraftwerk.
Is that their best?
I like Man Machine.
Yeah, that's the one I've got.
Yeah, I've heard most of their music's really good.
Yeah,
very very cutting edge back then. That 70 Straight Outta Compton, NWA.
It's not my wheelhouse. I know it's more your wheelhouse.
An important album. I'm
sure it is.
Like NWA, but yeah.
I'm sure it's important. Yeah.
Another important album, 69, Master of Puppets, Metallica.
Fair enough.
Would you say that's the best Metallica album to put in the list? I don't know. Maybe.
I'm not a big fan of Metallica, Tim. So
that's true.
Yes, it's probably their best album.
68. Is this it? The Strokes.
Yeah, that was a big album.
A big thing at the time, wasn't it?
And actually, I hated it when it came out.
Yeah.
Because I hated the whole hype train around.
Yeah.
Enemy were sucking their dicks every 5 seconds.
They were. I remember it well.
But and that counts against them, doesn't it? Because once all that goes away, you're left with actually quite a cool, addictive album. It's aged well, that album. 67, Dummy, Portishead. Great album.
I love Dummy.
Great album.
Yeah. I don't love this one though. 66, The Queen is Dead. Smiths.
That's a good album.
Is it?
Very good album.
It's got the Smiths on it though.
We beg to differ on that one.
3 Feet High and Rising, De La Soul. Again, another important hip hop record.
Yeah, I had that on 12-inch actually.
It's quite weighted to hip hop. A lot of this.
Well, this is the.
These are the most important albums though, Dan, of all time.
Can I just without getting all political and wokey and all this bollocks. There's an agenda going on, isn't there?
What, putting a lot of hip hop in it?
Yes.
Possibly. Maybe it's trying to reflect what's... It's a current list of what the best albums of all time
are. Well, when they say we're trying to reflect modern audiences. No, you're not. You're not. This is... it's like the Radio 1, right? They're trying to reflect modern audiences by playing grime.
Right.
And R&B. Most of the country doesn't listen to it. Right? No. The BBC in particular have got this weird idea that everyone lives in London, right, in the East End or something, and they're all listening to hip hop. Right? There's a whole bloody world out there of other people who go to country fetes on a Sunday, and listen to Val Doonican. I'm sick of the BBC.
You don't know that Val Doonican is not on this list.
Look, but
before you go off on one too much,
you've just. I mean, there's at least 10 albums there that you've mentioned.
Yeah.
Right, which is kind of modern hip hop bollocks. Shite.
Right. Okay. We haven't finished the list yet. You're applying a past judgment on the whole thing. It might change in a minute, and it might start bringing out all your favourites.
No,
you might have.
But you know what I'm saying. Do you know what I'm saying? It's. I don't know.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
And I'm probably coming across as some kind of gammon.
I think you're judging it like it's some kind of important list.
No, you're right. You're right.
Anyway, let's just crack on because.
But they clearly think it's important.
They think it's the most important thing of all time when it comes to albums. These are the top 100
These are the same
albums.
dickheads that used to work for NME, who think that they know better than you.
64 is Badooism by Erykah Badu.
Yeah, that's a good album.
I fucking love that album.
That's a good album.
It's brilliant. 63 is Are You Experience by the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Yeah. All Eyes on Me by Tupac, 62. I mean, that is the best Tupac album of the 5 million.
Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of Tupac.
Love Deluxe by Sade, 61.
That's a good album.
Good album. Velvet Underground is 60. Velvet Underground.
Yeah, important. Yeah.
59 is AM by Arctic Monkeys. I can't say I've ever really heard much of it, to be honest.
I guess it was the sound of that summer.
I wasn't listening to that kind of music at that time.
I'm not an Arctic Monkeys fan, but they have a sound. They have a sound.
They have a sound that's made the 59th best album of all time.
They did spawn a lot of bands who sounded just like them.
What's the Story? Morning Glory, 58.
That's fucking low, isn't it?
It is low, isn't it? Yeah. It's the kind of thing you'd expect to see in the top 10, isn't it?
I mean, that dominated my...
Do you think they've put Definitely Maybe in there instead? Or
what, ahead of What's the Story?
Do you think
shouldn't be.
Oh, I don't think it should. But do you think they might have?
Yeah, I'll be really surprised if they haven't.
57 is Voodoo by D'Angelo. Now, this album gets held up as like the greatest thing. I love D'Angelo, but I think the first one, Brown Sugar's the one.
No, never listened to it.
Yeah, this one is good, but it's much more sort of a jam session.
Right.
But yeah, it is critically loved.
Okay.
56 Disintegration by The Cure.
Yeah, good album.
55 is Rihanna, Anti. No idea. Yeah. John Coltrane, A Love Supreme. I've never really listened to it. It comes up in these lists.
Not my wheelhouse, but I'm sure it's great.
Yeah. Exile on Main Street, 53 from Stones.
It's probably one of their best. I mean, I'll be surprised if they don't have a few in this top 100.
Oh, well, we haven't seen the Beatles yet, have we? 52, Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses.
I know you hate them. I think
I do.
I mean, that's the only great thing they did.
Yeah, this is the only thing that holds together as an album.
It's a blistering album, brilliantly produced, brilliantly performed, and it was them at their absolute peak, and they could all play and sing, and yeah, they should be in there, definitely. 51,
Sign of the Times by Prince.
Yeah, I mean, you're the big Prince fan.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great album. Does it make my top 10 Prince albums? Possibly, just.
Well, what's your favourite Prince album?
Probably the Gold Experience.
Really?
Yeah. Which is like the
that's
most
not
beautiful girl in the world. And all
that's not considered his best, is it, by a lot of people?
No, I like the 90s stuff. I like all.
I remember
the Love Symbol album.
I liked. I mean, I love that track you just said. What was the other one?
I really love
all that glitters and
gold. That's on that album. Yeah, that whole album's got like Gold, Dolphin, which is one of my favourite Prince songs. It's not on this list, I'll tell you now. Yeah. Let's move on. Number 50, Hounds of Love, Kate Bush.
Well, it has to be in there, but then so does most of her catalogue.
You think so, wouldn't you? 49. No, I can't believe this is in here because it's the worst. The Joshua Tree by U2.
Now, I can understand that. I can understand. I'm not a big U2 fan.
You're going to defend the inclusion of the Joshua Tree.
It's a good album.
Great.
Joshua Tree is a good album, Tim. I'm not a U2 fan, but I can.
It says Hounds of Love below the Joshua Tree.
I agree with you on that.
Sign of the Times. Even Appetite for Destruction.
I agree with you on that.
Absolute dog shit. Beastie Boys, 48, Paul's Boutique. I don't like the Beastie Boys at all.
Nah.
I think they're desperately cool, and I'm not. So.
Right.
No, move on. Drake, 47. Take Care.
Don't know him.
Exodus by Bob Marley and the Wailers, 46. Yeah, that's probably my favourite Bob Marley and the Wailers album.
Yeah, definitely my favourite.
Homogenic by Bjork, 45.
That's a very, very good album. It's not her best.
Not her best, no. Inner Visions, 44. Stevie Wonder.
Well, it has to be up. It has to be in there.
But there's got to be more, isn't there? You'd say.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
What Songs in the Key of Life?
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Remain in Light, 43. Talking Heads. Quite low for that as well, I think.
Yeah, but to be fair, I never really rated Talking Heads as an album band. Like their singles are brilliant.
But that is the album, isn't it? Remain in Light, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
I like this album. I listened to this. I bought this on vinyl. This next one, not so long ago, quite cheap, and it's great. It stands up really well today. Control by Janet Jackson.
I don't know if I've ever heard that. I think
this is like the 80s.
I probably heard most of the singles on it.
Yeah.
And I think my sister had a Janet Jackson album on tape. It might have been that one.
It was around the time they spent a lot of money on it because her brother was the biggest thing.
Well, she was massive, Janet Jackson, wasn't she?
I think she's touring at the moment. Actually.
Is she?
Yeah, in this country for the first time in a long, long time.
Oh, yeah, really?
41 is Aquemini, Outcast.
Again,
it's an early Outcast. It's not.
They passed me by.
Yeah, I really like Outcast, but for me, there are better ones. Number 40, I Never Loved a Man the Way I Love You by Aretha Franklin.
I can't say I've ever heard that.
No, but you probably would know songs off of it.
Well, she's a legend, yeah.
39, Illmatic by Nas. It was bound to be in a list like this, I think.
I can't say I've ever heard that.
It's a great hip hop album. Carole King, Tapestry, 38.
Yeah, could have. Yeah.
Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers for Wu-Tang, 37. But the first two Wu-Tang albums are great, so yeah, maybe one of them should be represented here. Not maybe this high, but well, probably should be higher than this next one. Beyonce by Beyonce.
I can't stand Beyonce.
I think she's awful.
I can't stand her.
35 London Calling by The Clash.
Yeah, that's.
If you're going to put a Clash album in,
that's their album.
The one, isn't it? And again with this band, if you're going to put an album of theirs in, this is Public Enemy at 34. It takes a nation of millions to hold us back.
Yeah, I had that on tape, so and of all that type of music, I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, well, it's got a lot to say, hasn't it?
Quite menacing, that album.
Yeah, it really has a sort of sense of sort of social responsibility as well as like all the dark side of it. Radiohead, Kid A, 33. I hate it. I think it's bollocks.
I was never a fan of Kid A.
No. I'm surprised it's not in the top 10.
I know a lot of people love it.
Yeah.
I just found it a massive disappointment after OK Computer.
Pretentious. I think it's pretentious. 32, Ready to Die, Notorious B.I.G. So that's the first one.
That's alright, it's okay.
Jagged Little Pill, 31, Alanis Morissette.
It is what it is. I know every second of that album.
It's aged quite well as well. 30, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go by Billie Eilish.
I'm sure it's brilliant.
29, Low End Theory by Tribe Called Quest. Again, it's more sort of conscious.
Yes. Is it a great album?
I really like Q-Tip's voice. I think he's a great rapper. But
the singles are good, but really?
28, Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. So there's 27 better albums than this one, which is one of the biggest selling albums of all time.
No.
27, Led Zeppelin 2.
Yeah.
It's not as good as My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fancy by Kanye West, who's at number 26. Kind of Blue by Miles Davis is 25.
Well, yeah.
Of course.
A brilliant album.
Ziggy Stardust, 24.
Okay, are they gonna? Is that the only Bowie one that's going to appear in it? Go on, carry on.
Discovery by Daft Punk, 23, which is
that's a great album.
Probably one of the best albums of the 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, I love that album.
Amazing. Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen, 22.
Not a fan.
Revolver, 21, Beatles.
Okay, here we go.
Pet Sounds, number 20.
Here we go.
So those are low for those two, right? Pet Sounds and Revolver.
Yeah,
that's low, isn't it?
But
for this kind of list.
But yeah, now the list is starting to sound like every other list. But carry on.
Yeah, or it might shock you yet. The Chronic by Dr. Dre, 19. I think it's hugely overrated. The production's brilliant.
Not a fan.
So 1989 by Taylor Swift is 18. Now this is Brackets Taylor's version. So this is the version that she
Oh, I know.
Last year, went back and re-recorded.
We could do a whole video on that. I've got
what, on Taylor Swift's re-recording.
I've got very specific thoughts on that.
Well, give us a quick sort of 10-second soundbite on it. What?
She's not a hero for doing this.
Right.
Right. Actually, I think it's really manipulative and quite damaging for the music industry that she's done that.
Maybe we'll come back to that. Another.
Jeff Lynne, take note. ELO. He went and re-recorded all their biggest hits for their greatest hits. So the original performance got nothing from it. And all the songs which are now used in all the films, Marvel films, where they keep using Mr. Blue Sky and everything, they don't get a penny. Well done. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? That
I think the reason why Taylor did it was because of she fell out with the producer, didn't she? So.
Well, there might be some managerial, financial things going on, right? But people who invested in her early career deserve to get paid. Of
course. Those albums, are they still available to buy? The original ones, or have they been withdrawn?
No idea. But you know what her fans are like, the Swifties.
Yeah,
they will literally do what she says. So if she says go and burn your copy of the original, they will.
In the
Because
street.
there's something fundamentally going on with the fucking fans of Taylor Swift. It ain't right. I don't have anything against her music or the people who listen to her.
I don't know much about her music, but I do know that I really like that song "Shake It Off," and it is on this album.
I hate that album. I hate that song. If I could go the rest of my life without hearing that ever again, I'm so done with Taylor Swift.
Let's just move on. Let's. She's 18, 17. What's Going On? Marvin Gaye.
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant album. Blue, Joni Mitchell. 16.
Yes.
15 is Adele. 21.
Ugh. Shite.
14 is Highway 61 Revisited by Dylan.
Obviously.
I prefer to hear
Blood on the Tracks.
I like Desire. That's my favourite one. The Blueprint by Jay-Z. 13. Okay. Computer. 12.
Okay.
11's Rumours.
That's way too high.
Yeah.
It has to be in the top 100, but that's way too high.
I don't like it. I like the first two Radiohead albums where they actually use their guitars.
Or Pablo Honey and the Bends.
Yeah. Rumours 11.
Okay, obviously.
So into the top 10. These are the best 10 albums of all time, right? And you can't say any different because Apple said that. Number 10 is Lemonade by Beyonce. Never heard a note of that. I'm sure it's great though.
Unbelievable.
Number 9 is Nevermind by Nirvana.
It's not even their best one.
What's In Utero is their best one.
Easily.
I don't like that much either.
Massively overrated.
Nevermind's
massively overrated. In Utero is a good album. Very good album.
Number 8, and this is a great album, Back to Black, Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, but it's not the 8th best album ever.
It should be in this list.
It should be in the top 100. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But the 8th, that's only because she's dead.
Is it?
Of course it is.
She probably would have made a better album than that if she'd have lived.
Maybe.
Number 7 is, I don't even know how you say this, Good Kid, M.A.A.D. City by Kendrick Lamar. Now, in preparing for this video, because I'd never ever heard Kendrick Lamar.
Sorry,
before,
what number?
Number 7. This album came out in 2012. I listened to a song by Kendrick Lamar.
Right.
One that my wife knew. She said, I know one song, put this one on. It lasted about a minute. But it's like just mumbling and cussing. I couldn't really work out what he was talking about. I'm getting old, Dan. I think I'm getting old. Kendrick Lamar, number 7. Number 6, Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
So there you go. Number 5, Frank Ocean, Blonde. You know Frank Ocean, don't you? Frank Ocean. 5th best album of all time he's done. Number 4 is Purple Rain. For Prince and the Revolution.
Good album.
Probably one of the very best of the 80s Prince albums.
It's not the 4th best album ever.
It is. I'm telling you it is. Number 3 is Abbey Road. Is that the best Beatles album of all time? Because it's the highest one on this list. Because only that and Revolver in this list. Abbey Road.
What was it for me? Rubber Soul.
Rubber Soul
was my favourite.
I quite like the first one. I quite like the red Best of the Beatles.
Yeah.
That's the only one I really like because it's got all the nice happy clappy songs on it. Number 2 is Thriller by Michael Jackson.
look, Thriller's got to be up there.
Yeah.
As has Off the Wall.
Yeah.
Where the hell is Off the Wall and Bad?
They're not on the list. They're not on the list because number 1 on the list is this one. This is the best album of all time.
Oh, fuck off.
The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. This is the best album
Jesus
ever made.
Christ.
Did you know that? Now you do. You've learned.
What a load of bollocks.
Can you name me a song off of this? Can you remember these songs off of this?
Was it Kill All White Children? Something like that? Was that the song?
No, I don't think that's...
Don't get me wrong. Look.
That, if you play it backwards, that's what it says.
Don't get me wrong. Good album. Right.
It's a brilliant album.
Very good album.
Yeah.
Right. As much as I find that what comes out of her mouth to be cancer, this is a great album. Right.
She did say... I should preface this video a little bit because she was told that she had made the best album of all time, and Lauryn Hill said, "I appreciate the acknowledgement, I really do, but I'd be remiss not to also acknowledge all of the music and artists who informed and inspired me, the leaders of the community and movements that sparked me, the social dynamics and music scenes, both older and current at the time, that intrigued and inspired me to contribute." Now, isn't that a very nice thing to say?
Was she going to actually name any of them?
No, well, she's just saying all the other bands.
So
everybody else on that list.
So it'd be remiss of her not to acknowledge. Go on then.
Yeah.
Acknowledge them.
So she wants to acknowledge like Kendrick Lamar. And,
no, what she's just done there is acknowledge humans. What fucking stupid thing. I'm sorry, I keep swearing.
Well, maybe she'd like to acknowledge Bob Marley, who's like her father-in-law at one point. He was on the list. But yeah, this album, right? I love this album. I think it's amazing. I find it tough to listen to because it's got all these really. Do you remember really cringy kind of interlude bits with Wyclef pretending to be a teacher,
yes, talking
to children?
Yeah.
It just goes on forever, and it happens about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And listening to it on like you can't. Can you? You can't.
I over listened to that. And the Fugees, obviously, but
yeah.
That is the
best album. 1998, this came out, I think. Best
See, I was talking about agendas. There's an agenda there.
And what's the agenda to
piss me off?
To put Lauryn Hill at number 1.
What a load of bollocks!
So there we go. That's the Apple.
You say you watched some other reactions to this list?
I've seen a few. Yeah, they're all shocked. I've seen.
Are they angry?
No, not really. No, not on the whole. I've never seen a really angry. Oh, well, this is the angriest reaction I've seen. Well,
mine?
Yeah, I kind of expecting it. I've not seen many. Most people are just like, who's this? Who's that? Oh right.
What I'm going to do a minute. I'm just going to go through some of my iTunes stuff on my phone. Where's ABBA?
Well, they would say that ABBA aren't a great album span, which is the wrongest of wrong things that you can say.
The wrongest thing you can say.
Yeah. Because there's about 5 ABBA albums.
Where's Dirt by Alice in Chains?
Well, that should be higher than Nevermind, because that is the seminal album of that era, of that genre of music, isn't it?
I'm just going to go through some of,
You're starting with A. This is going to be a long video.
Well, I'm just talking about important albums. So, At the Drive-In would have been an important album.
Really?
That was quite an important
Which
album.
one? The one with the yellow cover?
Yeah, Command and Relationship of Command.
That's a bit of a row, isn't it?
Yeah, but it was quite an important album for...
The only real metal album on that list was Metallica. I'm saying that At the Drive-In and metal.
Or AC/DC and Guns N' Roses. Well, it's more rock,
metal,
isn't it?
It's also shite.
Bjork's debut album.
Yeah.
That wasn't mentioned, was it?
No, it wasn't, but the other one...
I would have put that above.
Homogenic.
Sabbath.
No Sabbath on the list? Sabbath a great albums band, or are they more of a...
Yeah, absolutely.
Did they bring out the hit singles?
I mean, I would probably have put their first album, Black Sabbath. That spawned... That was, responsible for metal. I mean, that has to be in the top 100.
Yeah, but on the other hand, you could say it was responsible for metal, so therefore it shouldn't be anywhere near the top 100.
It's this music. No, it's not. It's not genre specific.
It's not genre specific. It is quite sort of hip hop and R&B.
And I'm going to try and be fair. Try and be fair here. I'm not a fan of Blink 182, but probably they should be in there.
What, the top 100 albums of all time? Have you had a blow to the head?
Going off what they've been putting, the stuff they've been putting in, which sounds to me like
But
just
did they
kind of
make a
like
good what?
fashionable shit.
What are they fashionable? Blink-182.
Well, they were of that time, weren't they?
Okay,
I mean,
put Wheatus in them. They
well,
were fashionable.
where's like Simply Red Stars?
Indeed, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it's not fashionable, is it?
no.
Right? Because these, like I said, these are the same enemy twats that used to write about, you know, basically anything that's will make them look cool today.
I will say right now that Simply Red Stars is better than Kid A and OK Computer put together.
It's better than about 50 of those albums on that list. Easy. I'm sorry.
It's a flawless album.
Blur, Parklife.
Yeah, Blur should be on there.
You know, I am going to go through some of these in a minute because, you know, it's hard to kind of, you know, you need to kind of like Cat Stevens.
What, T for the Teleman?
Yeah.
Not on there.
Pistols.
I don't like it, but that if you're going to put, I mean, the only real sort of thing like that, punky thing, was the Clash, right? So like your Ramones and your Pistols
so
aren't there.
Ask yourself why haven't they put Sex Pistols in?
Because John Lydon is persona non grata, isn't
Yes, because he's been saying things they don't like.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about. It is.
And there's no Pill on there either.
Exactly.
Oh.
You know, don't get me wrong. You know, I
Don't
don't
get me
want to
wrong.
get political, but I'm sick of this. It's just rewriting history for the sake of it.
Yeah.
I mean, the only Bowie album they put in was Ziggy Stardust. Where's Low?
It's low down.
Where's Scary Monsters?
We did do a ranking of David Bowie, and didn't Ziggy come out top for us as well? So we can't really complain at that. Where's Sparks
True.
on this top 100 list?
I mean, I could literally give
bands
you
on there.
100 different bands right now. I mean, I would suggest Deftones should be on it.
Which album? White Pony.
White Pony. So important, really, for
First Korn album. Influenced.
yeah, you know.
Pretty much set the trend for heavy music for a quarter of a century, isn't it?
I'm just going through. Yeah, Duran Duran, ELO,
Yeah, that was when you were talking about Jeff Lynne just now.
Faith No More,
Yeah. No Faith No More.
Tubeway Army, Gary Newman.
There's no Thompson Twins on there.
Replicas would be in the top 100.
Thing is, 80s pop, that isn't cool. It's popular, again. It's trendy, but it's not cool with the you know, the hip cool people. So like Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Pleasure Dome.
Jeff Buckley.
That isn't on there.
Jeff Buckley, Grace.
Yeah, that wasn't on there, was it? Yeah.
That surprises me. That
Maybe they forgot that one, because that usually makes all.
How
those
can they
lists.
leave Grace out? That's mad, isn't it?
Or maybe people are just sick of that bloody song and they just don't want to hear
It's
it
a
anymore.
brilliant album. It's a absolutely. I mean, Joy Division. Where's that?
Well, like I said, like a lot of that stuff is missing. A lot of that sort of like late 70s, early 80s new wave and synth pop stuff just doesn't really get a look in on that list. And there were some great albums from that era.
It's unreal, isn't it? Actually, when I'm thinking about it now. Whereas Wish You Were Here.
Well, Dark Side's on there.
Yeah, but that's just like a token nod, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's really insulting, actually. These lists.
But don't you think would this be on your top 100 albums of all time?
No, it wouldn't.
No?
No.
I think it would make mine.
It'll be in my top 200.
Yeah, it would make mine, I think.
Not
I'd love
my-
to have a version of this where they took all of the skits out. So I
Well,
could
see,
listen
it's
to
not
it
a
all.
perfect. It's not a perfect album.
There isn't a bad song on it.
Bat of Hell.
Well, that's not going to be on the list, is it? It's not going to be on the list. That is the most uncool thing you
I know.
could say.
I know. And I don't I don't
Meatloaf
care.
is not cool.
I don't care.
It's never been cool. And this list is a cool list.
But me and you don't care about what's cool. It's what we like.
Bat of Hell would be in my top 50.
Tubular Bells.
Indeed. Yeah.
I'm going to keep doing this. I mean, there was one Smiths album, wasn't there? One Smiths album.
Yeah, Queen is Dead.
No Morrissey album. Okay, can't put that
I
on.
wouldn't have thought so. I'm amazed that the Smiths album made it in there.
Yeah, they begrudgingly.
Well, they basically went the 80s. What do we have to put? Oh, the Cure and the Smiths.
Yeah.
Let's put them in then, I suppose. Let's choose the obvious ones.
I mean, Pearl Jam could have gone in there.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Tool.
No. Really? What, our greatest albums of all time?
Better than Notorious B.I.G. Yeah.
No, fucking isn't. Bloody it's not. Those two Notorious B.I.G. albums are
Queen?
amazing. Again, Queen, not a great... We had this conversation recently for another video.
Rainbow
not
Rising.
a great albums band.
Rainbow Rising. What an album.
Yeah, it's not as good as the one with Graham Bonnet on it, though, is it? So where's that? Why is that not on the list?
I'm going to keep going. Hold on. Yeah, I mean...
Is this from your personal music library?
Simply Red, to me.
Stars.
Can you remember how many albums that sold?
A lot.
It was huge, wasn't
I think that basically saved the Britannia Music Club from bankruptcy that year that came out.
What about Smashing Pumpkins?
What would you choose?
Melancholy.
A bit long and drawn out, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's the seminal album, isn't it?
It's got the songs that people know on it. A lot of people that are really into Pumpkins wouldn't choose that, I don't think. I like Machina. I would put Machina.
Yeah, that's I mean, I was a big fan of Gish as well. Really.
Yeah.
Tears for Fears. Yeah, that's really, really annoyed me. That.
Again, yeah, Tears for Fears is another one of the big 80s synth pop bands.
Van Halen.
Didn't get a look in.
Yeah, that's a complete load of bollocks.
So that's not representative for you of the top 100 albums of all time, you're saying? You're not agreeing with the list overall?
I think a more a fairer list would be Sales, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'd agree with all that, but it'd be fair.
There'd still be a few of those on there.
Yeah.
There would be. Obviously, Thriller made number 2, didn't it, on the list there, and it's in the top. Is it the top-selling album of all time, Thriller, worldwide?
Wasn't it the AC/DC one?
Yeah, I think it Back in Black with worldwide sales.
I think didn't that sell more?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Thriller, Off the Wall, and probably Bad should all be in there. I mean, I wasn't so much a fan. I loved Bad when it came out, but I don't think it's aged brilliantly. But I think Off the Wall and Thriller are just genius. But yeah, it just seems very, very. It's very political, all this stuff. And look, don't get me wrong, that's a great album. It shouldn't be anywhere near that top 10.
No, not the top. Even for me, wouldn't be near the top 10. It would be in my top 100, guaranteed. I wouldn't know where. Maybe I should do my top 100 albums.
No, don't.
For another video, let's compile our top 100 albums. Just sit here for 4 hours arguing the toss about it. No, let's not do that. But
thanks for that, Tim.
So that was interesting. That's Lauren Hill.
Let us know what you think about that in the comments.